guaranteed that he wouldn't be traded as long as you're the general manager of this team?
I think I've said public. I don't know why that's a surprise that said. I think I've been on the record as saying that. I think the record, I assume it matters to everyone in here, and it's our intention to have him here as long as we're here. He's an excellent young player. I don't think we want to get in the business of not having excellent young players. So that's how we feel about it, and it was a lot of the discussion between us, and I think that's because of the nature of this thing and how it went. But that's our full intention, to have him here as long as we possibly can, and with all of our young players.
What's the nature of this room? Obviously the players in it that will make this transition for William seamless moving forward.
Well, I think they're all excited to have him back, and I think they're all excited to have him back, and sorry. I think they're excited to have him back for sure. You add a player of his caliber to the room, the team is excited. You could see the reaction of the teammates. I wasn't there at the rink when this all went down, obviously, with it happening so close to the deadline, and so I was only able to hear from Mike what the reaction was like, and it was all excitement. And then the players after the game, and speaking with them, they were very, very happy to have William back, and as we all are. So it's a great room of players in the 3 months or whatever it's been so far. I've really gained a lot of respect for our group and the leadership that we have. And I think the fact that the team was able to play as well as it was and eliminate all the distractions, with Austin being injured, with William not being here, and I think this is a market that loves hockey, and thus we get a lot of coverage, and there's a lot of questions all the time, and the fact that the team was able to not make that a distraction, I think is a huge testament to the players, and that same ability will help the transition back for William.
Two of you see each other face to face today. What do you guys talk about first thing?
I think it was nice to. I saw William, of course, in mid-October. It was nice to see him again. We've known each other. We both have been in the organization for around the same time. I came a month after him, and so we've got a good relationship. And it was nice to be able to see each other with all this put behind and be ready to move on. And then we were able to talk about, once pleasantries are exchanged, we were able to talk about some of the points along the way from a different perspective now that things are done, and have a good discussion about it, and then we roll from there. So it was all good.
What was there a darkest hour or some point where you couldn't believe that his perspective was that much different than yours?
I have a hard time with the darkest hour when it comes to hockey, but I don't really know. I think anytime you get to that close to the deadline, you start to worry that it may not get done, even though we remained optimistic throughout. And as William said to me here today, he always wanted to be here. He's reiterated that throughout. So you maintain that optimism because of both parties' ambition to have him be here for a long time.
The reality is your focus in part shifts to signing some other big-name restricted free agents. How tough is the task at hand, knowing the cap and what you have to deal with?
Well, I think it doesn't necessarily just shift to that. I know that contracts get a lot of play, but we have a season to play here with a very good hockey team, and our ambition will be to continue to evaluate our team and where we're at now that we have William back. Places where we can make our team better. I'm not going to forego the season that's ahead and enjoying, and I don't think any of our group and our whole organization should forego the enjoyment of the season, because we have good players that need contracts, and that's the way that we'll attack this season.
Hence why I said in part. So if
Okay.
you do look at that, when you do look at re-signing some of the big names, how tough do you foresee that challenge being?
I think we know that in this market and that there's always going to be a lot of questions about it. I think that the players have handled it very, very well. We have some restricted free agents. We have some looming unrestricted free agents. I think it's a fortunate position that we're in, that we have these talented players that are part of our organization. When we first arrived here, we knew there was a lot of talent then as well. Just we needed to sort of hit the reset button a little bit, and now we've gotten to the point where we're at, and we're very proud of that. I think the organization, top to bottom, has done a good job of conveying our vision and then executing upon it. And the part of keeping our players is of vital importance, and that's what we'll obviously focus on and get done. Is it going to be difficult? I hope that we don't get to the same point with any of the remaining players, and we've already begun those conversations, and we'll continue them with the ambition of having them concluded as soon as possible, certainly before training camp.
I could ask one more. How important is it to have him in the fold for this team to achieve the ultimate goal?
I think the thing that I conveyed to William is that I saw as the season started, there began to sort of become a narrative, well, the team is playing so well, And is it really necessary to have him? Should you look to move him to address other needs? And as I always conveyed to William throughout the process, even when that narrative started to build, the team got off to a good start, continues to play well. My message to William was, I don't think that our team will be at its full potential until he's back and a part of it, and only then can we truly assess our team. So we're excited to have him back. I think having him back, he's a very talented young player. He's proven that the last 2 full seasons in the NHL, and he's only 22 years old. So we're excited to get him back and rolling, and think he'll add a lot to the group.
What excites you the most about his skill set?
Well, he's an elite passer and an elite shooter, and so that's what excites me about him. He's put up excellent numbers, certainly for a young player in the NHL, and I think you see the way that the league is going, and we're excited about adding that back to our club and into our top of our forward group.
Is there pressure for him to live up to the figure on his contract?
I don't think so. I think he's earned his contract with the potential that he's shown, and I think in knowing him and knowing the amount of work that he puts in off the ice and how he conducts himself, the condition that he's in, I don't have any doubt that he will reach that level and continue to go beyond it for sure.
And how are you feeling now at this point, now that it's all taken care of? Is there a load that's off your shoulders at this point?
Everyone says that it must be a big weight off, and they come up and say, get some rest now. We work in hockey. I mean, it's a game, and it's a privilege to be able to work in it every day. I don't feel any different today than Saturday. Obviously thrilled that we have William back in the fold, but I'm happy. I'm most excited for our coaches and our players, because, as I said, they did a great job throughout this process and not allowing this to become a distraction. And so to be able to have William walk back in with his teammates and the coaching staff that had done so well in his absence is exciting for me.
Having said that, though, I mean, yes, it's just hockey, and it's not the end of the world.
Mhm.
Whatever happens, but it had to be stressful for you going through that, right down to the wire.
I don't know. You'd have to ask the people that were there, whether it's Brandon Pridham and Lawrence Gilman and Brendan Shanahan. I don't believe that I was overly stressed. I thought our process was good throughout, and I had optimism that we definitely wanted William here long term, and he wanted to be here long term. So we just followed through on that and had faith in the process that we embarked upon early as well in June with William.
How did the process to trade Josh today find its way?
It was a difficult one, not in terms of being difficult to move him, but just he's been here. As I said, I've known him for a long time, and in the summer, in meeting with Ian Pulver, Josh's representative, and Josh, obviously the previous 2 seasons had not gone the way that they wanted in terms of the amount of playing time he had received, and I gave them my word that if there was a situation we were coming up upon where he would not be, in the lineup night in, night out, that we would avoid that, and that we would try to find a spot for him that where he would have a greater opportunity, and so that's what we spent the last couple of days doing, and just happy to follow through on that for Josh, and we wish him all the success in the world in Vancouver, and we'll be cheering for him and hope he does well.